I think the main thing that we are going to see the rest of this year and over 2024 in Europe is further repricing of assets. If you look at the US or the UK, I think a lot of asset classes within real estate have already corrected, whereas in the rest of Europe, I think we're only at the beginning of that repricing. The increase of interest rates obviously has a direct impact in the value that investors put into real estate assets. And there's the concept of greater acceptance that valuations have changed. And therefore, we expect that to happen more over the course of this year, as well as in 2024. And then the second thing that we are going to expect in 2024 is actually more attractive opportunities for investments. We think there's going to be quite a lot of opportunities because, again, going back to interest rates, companies and investors that have put on too much leverage will face a challenge when they come to refinance that debt. And many of them, not all of course, but some of them will decide to sell those assets. We've also had, a lot of assets that were going to be sold pre-COVID, couldn't be sold because of COVID. And again, some investors are coming to the point where they need to exit. Some funds, open-ended funds who had a lot of redemptions and haven't sold assets. And then anyone that has too much leverage today, particularly the listed real estate companies, are starting to sell a lot of assets. Why? Because valuations, unfortunately, are not very good for them, and therefore they cannot raise equity. So how do you reduce debt when you cannot raise additional equity? Is by selling assets and repaying debt. So 2024, we think, will be the start of a very good window of opportunity for investors. The main challenge is, first, the uncertainty about what's going to happen with interest rates. How much more up they're going to go? I mean, we just saw, the Fed pausing, but saying very clearly that they want to continue raising. So how far up are they going to go? Until which level? And are they going to come down? And when? And that is a very, very big challenge for the whole real estate industry. But the other big challenge, and again linked to that, although not completely, is the lack of bank financing. The banking industry in Europe has become very, very cautious about financing real estate unless it's a very, very stable asset. So anyone trying to do development or buying an asset and wanting to refurbish it, any real estate asset that is not producing income will face a big problems in attracting bank financing. And of course, that opens up an opportunity to alternative lenders. But financing is another big challenge that we are all facing these days. And then what are the trends to look out for, right? You asked me. And there are many of them because real estate is embedded in our, in our lives. So one that I think is having a tremendous impact in the industry is remote working. And why? Because offices have traditionally been one of the most beloved asset classes for real estate investors. And offices need to change. Probably we need to change the location of the office, but they need to change completely the layout, the way we look at offices. Not so much as just a place for you and me to go and sit down, but actually a place for interaction, innovation, and a place where people want to go. Because now you have the alternative to work from home. And remote working has other implications, right? Where do you want to live? Maybe you don't need to live now so close to the city, or has implications in the way people travel and mix traveling for work and leisure, right? Because now you can go to Paris, have 2 days of work and stay for the rest of the week because you can work remotely. So remote work for us is a big, big trend that all investors should be aware of. The second big trend is leisure. And people spending more and more time, more time and income in their free time. People travel more, they go out more to restaurants. So anything related to leisure, from hotels to leisure centers, to food and beverage, restaurants, that is, we think, a big trend that will bring up very, very exciting opportunities. And then the last one is how the needs for housing are changing, right? Young people, they need much more mobility. They want flexible housing. Houses don't need to be so big. There are a lot of single homes, so homes for single people. And then, of course, there's population aging, right? A lot of people, and the baby boom generation is aging, and they are going to have special needs in housing, right? So I think reinventing the way people live, and that's going to be also, it's going to require some changes in the regulation, is also a very important trend that is going to affect the existing houses that we have, as well as create great opportunities for investors. Events like this one, I think are great. It's a great opportunity to meet with the people you want to talk. It's a great opportunity to share views, particularly in times of uncertainty like now. And it's an opportunity to expand your network in a very efficient way, because we're here all together. You meet new people, it creates business opportunities, it inspires you with things and ideas that you hadn't thought of. But the other thing that I think makes the district very important is the fact that it happens in Barcelona. Because Barcelona is a very special city for everyone in Spain. I come from Madrid, and we want Barcelona to regain the status of a major international Spanish city that it should. So, fantastic event. Congratulations to the organizers. I'm delighted to be here, and we'll be here again next year.